Well, we're back. It is Wednesday, 24th or 25th, one of them, I don't know. Probably like 8 o'clock right now, around 8 o'clock. I'm a little late getting here. Had to get some tea. Um, I'm on a different spot than I was the first 2 days. I just figured I'd try something different and just see where it goes. Um, the buck that I followed yesterday, um, he was a really good sized buck and he took me down in this area, so I'm hoping to just stumble upon his track today and to be able to just catch him and hopefully just be freaking on his body and looking down over him. But we'll see. And it's about freaking 11 degrees right now. It's freaking cold. It's really cold. So I need to get going because this stuff isn't meant for sitting, it's meant for walking. So we will we'll get back when I find his track, hopefully. That is a 35 rem bullet. There's still a little snow in it, and it's a little frozen, but I'm going to try to follow it. It's going in the direction that I want to go. It's going in the direction that where my yesterday where I tracked. So I'm hoping either this is the deer, because it's about the same size track, or it leads me to the deer that I was tracking yesterday. Either way, it's going the way I want to go, so we'll follow it for a ways and see what happens. So I followed their tracks to their feeding ground and also their bed. I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm chasing. And then you got a smaller bed over here. But it's awesome, they're looking out that. Man, deer know where the best spots are to look out. It's beautiful. Watching the sunrise right there, that would be awesome. But I gotta figure out within all this mess where these tracks went, because there's more than 2 sets. There's like 20. So I gotta figure out and sort out where the bigger tracks are. That one's a little bit harder. She must have laid down right here and then didn't like her spot, so she came to the first beds up here. Two beds laying down. I would have never found these because I wasn't even following any tracks. I was just walking northeast, trying to get a little bit farther back in the woods. And I hear running. I stop, I throw a grunt out there, and after 5 minutes of nothing, I hear a blow in this area. That's why I came over here. and I hear them both take off. I'm guessing they're both does. These are pretty small beds. So, but at least I know there's deer here. So, I'm tired. I've been walking all morning. I sat down right here just at a little hardwood. There's tracks going everywhere. I just spooked those two does about 500 yards back, so that's the only sign I'm really seeing that's fresh. So it's kind of hard to try to get on something. I'm not gonna follow those does that I just jumped because they're gonna be spooked. So I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna keep heading back, and hopefully I can find a decent track to follow. I might head back where I was yesterday. It's probably like 10:30, 11 o'clock right now, so we'll just see how it is. Eat my sandwich. So yeah, we'll figure it out. Hopefully we'll have one on the ground by the end of the day. Probably not though. I was following this runway, and I seen just back there. I've been following it for probably a mile now. It's just a giant runway. It's pretty old. It's from today, but it's a couple hours old. When I went back there was pea, but it was dribbled. So I was like, oh sweet, there's a buck on this trail somewhere. Kept going a little bit farther, and I seen this. So hopefully he's not as far as I think he is. Hopefully I can catch him. I don't know how big he is. If he's anything, he might not even be anything, because these trails are going through some thin stuff that is kind of iffy. So it's about noon right now, so we'll just keep going and figure out where it is. We're about like 4 miles from the truck, so if I don't catch him soon, I'm gonna have to turn around. Really don't want to be out here in the dark, so better get going. He's a bigger track. He's a bigger buck. A little bit bigger than my lever action. So I figured as soon as the last video that I took, literally not even 20 yards, he veered off and went straight up this way just by himself. And I figured it was him because his track was bigger than all the other ones. So I followed it, and it went up literally right here. I could still see the trail that I was following. So literally got nothing all day, and then I just stumble upon these tracks and just decide to follow them. And then all of a sudden it leads to this. Like, this is a good sized bed. So, I mean, his track, there's a bunch of them around here. I'm pretty sure he either started chasing a doe, or he just made loops around his bed, because there's tracks everywhere. Yeah, you can't even see him that well. You can see his hoof, I guess, pretty good here. And then these other ones right there. Yeah, you can see the difference. There's two different tracks. And you got a small one right here, and then the bigger one right here. But I'm gonna keep following him and just see what he does. I got a bunch of time. I got like 5 hours before dark, so we're gonna push it and see if we can get him. I mean, this bed isn't that old. It's not old. It's cold out right now.
It's probably 20, 25 degrees out, so this would have been frozen, but it's not. It's nice and wet, so he's been bedded for a while, so we're gonna go right by this and catch up to him. So we're up on top of this ledge right now. I'm still following the same deer, and as I keep following him, he's getting more and more, I don't even know what the word is, better, I guess. He's looking more appealing. He's not going through small stuff. He's going around everything. And this is his track. Oh, you can't really see it, but yeah. He's working his way up. He's probably going to work his way down. Yep, he's working his way down right there. I can see him. Who he's feeding. He's feeding all over this ridge right now. I mean, we're on the side of a freaking cliff right now. It's insane how far these deer can go. I've been on them for freaking 2 hours. So, we're going to try to catch up to them again. But I'm running out of time, not because of daylight, but because it's getting hot and all the snow is melting. So, it's nice because it's not as loud as it was this morning, really, really crunchy this morning. Now it's just real packy, and it's really nice to walk because it's very quiet. But I'm pretty close to him because his poo is very, very soft. So, I'm pretty sure I'm really close to him. Probably in the next ridge or two, we'll probably get him. Fingers crossed. It's not fresh, but it's a scrape. Here's his track still. We're really close to him. Really close. Dude, this deer will not stop. I think I'm close and he's always right in front of me. And now I gotta cross this stupid thing without getting wet. I'm gonna get wet. Or I'm gonna cross it. And then I'm gonna shoot that deer. And then I'm gonna jump for joy. But it's a pretty nice view. He's right up here. I just heard him. bed. There's another one. I'm pretty sure there's another one over there. I heard him running through here. I tried to grunt to get him to stop, but I don't think that worked. I think he's gone. Dang it. Oh man. I was so close to getting him. He's a smart deer. And I just suck at tracking, so. But I'm gonna give him some time since I jumped him from his bed. There's 4 beds around here. I don't know if there's only 2 when they just got up and moved, or there's just 1. 2 of them are really, really like, if they've been there a while, and the other ones are just like, they like laid down for like 10 minutes, if that, and then they just got up because they didn't like their spot. But I'm sitting in one of the beds now so it don't get wet. But I gotta figure out which bed was his. I'm pretty sure it's the one over there. There's one over there that's bigger than the rest, so I'm gonna go with that one. And I seen tracks going out of here, but I don't know which track is his yet. I haven't looked that well. I'm pretty tired. But if you want to know how close I was to the swamp that I just jumped, that clearing right there is a swamp, and that's the one I jumped. And I went over. Ooh, there's a ridge. Come on. That ridge right there, you can see it's going up like that. I went over that and came back down, and they were sitting right where I am, so I mean, they seen me probably right as soon as I got over the ridge. But man, dude, it's weird because he was alone for the past 2 hours since I've been tracking him. Just alone, just being alone, a loner. And then as soon, this track, right over here, there's a track over there, and it meets these ones, and they all just bedded together. They must have been meeting at 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock on the dot right now. But they must have been meeting at 2 o'clock, having a family get together. I'm kind of glad that I have a break now. I wish I would have shot him and then had a break over the body. But you can't have everything you ask for. But it's 2 o'clock, so I'm so far away from the truck right now. If I left right now, I would probably just barely get there before dark, but I really want this deer, so I'm okay with walking out in the dark. I've got a bunch of flashlights and my phone and compass. I'll be alright. But man, they were right here. I was so close to them. This is the first time I actually caught up with the deer. Like, I've always like bumped other ones as I was tracking the ones, or vice versa. When I shot my deer last year, I got off the track that I was tracking, and then I went like 5 minutes I think north or something like that, or west, and he grunted, and I grunted back and shot him like that, like that. That's good, but I wasn't tracking him like I am now. So I'm hoping I can catch up to him here soon. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, I'm giving up. Not even giving up, but that sun's gonna be down soon, and I am very far away. This is the farthest I've ever been away from my vehicle or the camp at all. So I am extremely far back in the woods right now, and I am gonna be walking out in the dark, but I have 2 hours to get out. The deer, when I jumped them, I waited a half hour, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a ridge going up. I mean, this is straight. I'm straight right now. So it goes up a ways, and that's where the deer tracks are going. There was only 2 running tracks out of there, so I'm guessing it was the buck that I was chasing all day and a doe that he just randomly found. So, and what sucks is when I was going out of them, when I was following the running tracks, I ended up following the wrong set of tracks. Because when you're running there, I mean, when you're running, it doesn't matter how big the deer is. If the imprint on the ground is going to be the same probably. So that's all right. That just means I get to hunt more. And honestly, it would have sucked. It wouldn't have sucked. It would have been awesome to get one back here today, but it would have sucked because I'm really far away, and I wouldn't have been able to get it out tonight. I would have had to come back tomorrow, which is Thanksgiving, and get it out then, which that sucks to me. But I'll be back out Friday, and we're supposed to get hammered with snow. As you can see, we're losing it. It's getting harder to track with all this snow that's melting. It's only, dude, it's probably like 30, 32, 33 degrees right now. It's just warm enough to melt the snow, so. But we're supposed to get some snow Friday, and then Saturday is supposed to be absolutely beautiful. Sun shining, and it's supposed to be really cold, so. Tomorrow is going to be the day, Saturday is going to be the day to hunt, so. I'll just get them then, hopefully. But I got a long walk to get out of here, so I best get going. I better shut my mouth, so. Peace. For those who's never had water trickling down from a mountain, I feel bad for you. It's the best tasting water in the entire world. It's perfect. Super good. I would not recommend doing it without a life straw though. Get beaver fever. Not to be confused with Bieber fever. It's beaver fever, and you don't want it. Instead of walking in the snowbank, you'll be sitting in it. My God. We're almost there. Not really, but it's a good view. You see all those mountains in the background. And then I'm standing straight up, and that's pointing straight. I got that to climb. And it's getting dark out. The sun's over there, it's already going down. And I didn't even make a dent on where I'm supposed to be going, so maybe I'll just stay out here. That'd be nice. Skip Thanksgiving tomorrow. My mom would kill me. Oh man. Onwards to bigger and better things. Or bigger and better mountains.